look, the reason I invited you on my show is one, you gave me that nice shout out the other time, but it seems to me that you're very interesting in the sense that you're the longest tenured player on the team. You got a lot to say. You're a hell of a player, and no one really knows what you're like. And that's not your fault. It's probably the media's fault. It's probably my fault. I haven't always said the nicest things about you, and you've always been available for interviews, and I don't know if we've requested you enough. So I thought it'd be cool to have you on here and just ask about your whole story. Let fans ask questions too, if you're up for it.
Oh, no problem. Let's do it.
All right, man. So I just want to start with your childhood. Like, how'd you grow up, and how did you get into football in particular? It seems like you could have went into a lot of sports. And how'd you become a DB?
I grew up in a two-parent household. I was born and raised in Wisconsin, moved to Mobile, Alabama when I was like 5.
Okay.
Grew up watching my 2 older siblings play football. I always wanted to play it. Finally played it when I was 9 years old. Organized football. I always played, backyard football. Kind of got my parents kind of baited me into it, as in with the cheese fries store, kind of put that out there.
I like cheese fries.
Yeah, so I had to get cheese fries in order to play. So, if I couldn't get cheese fries if I didn't play organized football, so I ended up doing it, and I ended up earning my cheese fries. And then my dad, kind of pit he had a chart, a system that instead of how some kids get allowance and if they clean up their room and this and that, well, if I get a TFL or sack, I get like $2, $3. If I get a touchdown on defense, I get $10. If I get an interception, I get $5. Tackles, he didn't pay me for tackles because I used to always get a lot of tackles. So, and then I started to get good at it, and he started to not pay me. He reneged on the bet. But
you're too good at this game, man. Here's just some cheese fries. Enjoy yourself.
So that's how I end up, and then eventually I started, to love the sport, and that's how I came to the person I am today.
But the original love was cheese fries. Cheese fries are nachos with fries instead of chips, right?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. You can say that. Yeah.
Yes, basically. They're really good. They had them at my middle school too. I remember those cheese fries. It's hard to get them at a restaurant. But let me ask you, what position did you play at first? I'm curious.
Oh, I started off, when you start off football to kind of learn everything, you start off on defensive line,
Is that right?
Yeah, I started off
okay.
On and I just kept getting a lot of TFLs and sacks because the offensive linemen were slow. And eventually they moved me to linebacker. That was my second year. My second year, they moved me to linebacker, and I had number 47. That was my first jersey ever. So after that first year, I know my defensive coach, he loved me, named Coach Cohn. He ended up coming to me. He was like, hey, I got another jersey for you. And I was like, I love the jersey I got. I didn't know anything too much about jerseys. And then I said, what jersey? He said, how would you like number 1? It's like, I like number 47. He said, no, number 1 will look better on you. And I was like, okay, I'll take number 1. And that's the reason why I ended up changing my number when the single digits got available. That's why I was like, okay, I'm going to put my bid in for this 1. I know Deebo Samuel wanted 1 too, but it's like,
I see. So have you been playing defense your whole life? Did you ever play offense? And
no,
why defense?
No offense. Strictly.
Never offense. Interesting. Why?
Probably had to do something with my dad. He was always, he kind of pushed that aggressive mindset. He never talked about offense.
Interesting.
Hitting somebody, defense, told me different techniques to hit, and he was just kind of put that anger inside of me. Yeah, so I used to get in trouble. That's another thing. I used to get in trouble a lot in school. So kind of football helped me channel my energy. And I seen that was a question that you had, that you asked about that. But yeah, football, it helped me as a child because I kept getting in trouble.
Trouble how? You don't seem like someone who get in trouble.
I was talking a lot, man. I had good grades. I made good grades, and I just kept talking, and every other day they call the office. I get a spanking, but I still do the same thing the next day. So I end up, my parents talked to me and just said, all the energy you have in the class, try to channel that in, on the field. And that's kind of what I did, and it helped me in the long run.
How old were you when you met Jaquaski Tartt?
How old were I? I met him. I met him in the ninth grade. We didn't
Okay.
talk because he was a basketball guy.
Mhm.
They kind of act different compared to, we all athletes, but they act kind of different. They
They
basketball.
think they're better, right?
Yeah, they more finesse,
Yeah.
Until so senior year is when we kind of actually got cool and got close because he was actually playing offense at first.
Oh.
They realized he's not an offensive guy. He can't catch that well or take across the middle. So they moved him to defense, moved him to safety. Once our other 5-star safety got hurt that year, and they moved him to safety.
So did you have a year in high school where you were playing safety, like the Niners defense right now? That was your senior year of high school?
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah. So me and him started. Well, I started safety the senior year, but my best year I had was my junior year.
Okay.
Like,
did you know he was when you looked at him, did you think that's an NFL player right now? Did you know?
I knew he was big. No, because I met a lot of guys, especially in Alabama. It's a lot of buff, burly guys. Nick Saban come look. Give them an offer. SEC give them an offer just because how they look. But I always thought they wasn't physical. They wasn't football players. Like, yeah, they look good, man. They're built. They're 6'3", probably 230, 225, college ready guys. So you could probably go be a future NFL guy, but that's not all.
Yeah. So what was it like when you go to Northern Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
You're a big fish in a small pond. What was that like for you there?
It was cool. Day one, they knew I was good. They didn't. I should have been at NIU. But when you look at me and you see how I dress, how I talk, how chill I am outside of football, they was like, well, what is this guy doing here? I kicker. When I first got there, I was like, when I first got to NIU, I was like 169. Guy was like, what position you play? I said, I play safety. And he was like, oh, I thought you played kicker. I was like, I need to put some weight on. But yeah, they didn't really think too highly of me when I first got there. My head coach told me I was going to redshirt. Actually, I had to wait on somebody else to decommit from NIU into another school in order to get my scholarship. So yeah, that's how that happened.
That seems like a big part of your personality. Like you're really not into the hype, and yet you prove yourself against guys who've been famous since they were like 20 because they went to Clemson or whatever school they went to. Is that fair to say? It's been going on since
forever, man. That's how my life kind of went with football.
I remember when you were like a rookie in the locker room, you were talking to Tank Carradine. And I think it's because Northern Illinois had played Florida State. And he was like, man, you guys can't hang with us. And like, what are you going to say? Like, you could hang with Florida State, So I remember that you used to get crap from teammates. Like, what is Northern Illinois?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about NIU. Man, I feel like it was cool. It was a cool school. It's something I need to experience, I would say. I think I needed to go down that path to really find out who I am as a person.
Why? Why was it the right place for you?
I feel like I was able to play right away. A lot of guys get, buried in college. Some of these guys go to these big schools and they feel like they made it. I went to the school and I feel like I still had to work and I got to play right away. I didn't get the red shirt, so I was playing special team. Probably could have started if I would have worked stuff. But I was able to develop by playing and not red shirt and not sitting on the bench and have to wait for these 5-star, 4-star highly recruited players to play as long as they possibly can before they get drafted or don't draft it. You know how the process goes at big schools.
All right, last childhood question. I'm going to get into the present. What was it like getting drafted by the 49ers? What do you remember about that? What did it feel like?
Oh, man, I just remember my head was hurting.
Why?
Because I had a feeling I was going to go first round because I was looking at the safeties that was in front of me at the time. Like, none of the safeties could do what I do. Like, it's just they schools, and they had the hype, but I never had the hype. It's like
Right.
drafting, you get paid more if you got a fan base and you got more hype. It's crazy. I guess that's why it's called branding. But it's crazy because I watch film heavy. So beginning of my senior year in the summer, just like I'm doing now, I always watch all the safeties. So I went on the what it was NFL draft board, and I looked at because I think I was number 18 at the time.
Wow.
Heading to my senior.
Nate, overall or among safeties?
18 overall among safeties.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
At free safeties and strong safeties.
Okay.
I wasn't too high up the list, but kind of similar where I'm at right now. I think I saw a list that had me at 19, and it's fuckers in front of me that didn't even play last year. That 2 or 3 games and they top 10. I was like, bro, what the heck, man? But anyway, that's another. Okay, let me stick to the subject. I get off that. But yeah, I was just watching all this film, and I was like, wow. I was like, man, these guys don't play special teams. I said, they just play in one position. They don't cover. They don't play nickel. I said, these guys just sit back, get 2, 3 picks, and they first round. They missing tackles just because they're in SEC or ACC. And I guess they say they playing against better competition. I guess that's why they go so high. But I'm like, bro, I play against this competition, and I don't see me not making play. I feel like I can do everything they could do and more. And so I had to go to the Senior Bowl, and then that's when I winning the best DB award in the Senior Bowl. And I did the combine. No, I ended up finding I had a fracture in my foot at combine, so I 4-4, and that's when they were telling me, yeah, you're gonna go first round. But a lot of people thought I was gonna go high second, but they had Joyner in front of me at first. But I ended up moving at the Senior Bowl. But at first it was Joyner in front of me, Dion Buchanan was in front of me, Kevin Pryor was in front of me, Clinton Dix was in front of me. All the guys that I named, besides Joyner, Joyner could cover, Joyner could make plays. Joyner always was a playmaker. But he went to Florida State too. So I was surprised that I jumped him because he went to Florida State. But the other guys, never was in a position to cover, didn't make plays on special teams, wasn't hitters, wasn't secure open field tacklers. Like Dion and Kevin Pryor was big hitters. But I don't see them wrapping up in the NFL. You can't big hit everybody. You gotta wrap up because they're just as big as you or bigger.
Yep.
And I didn't see enough film on him. I'd seen him catch some amazing picks, which I can consider him a ball hawk. But that's it. Like wasn't a big tackler, wasn't a great open field tackler, wasn't a big hitter, wasn't covering nobody man to man. So it was mind blowing that I just thought I was gonna be the first, safety off the board. But that's when I realized, like, damn, knock off my school. Like, shit, I had to do everything to get drafted first, first safety off the board. So, but like I said, I'm used to it. I was just happy to go first round because, I had coming from NIU, and not too many people went first round at NIU.